Last week, Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly announced a project designed to help the homeless veteran population. The city was awarded at least $12.5 million to create a campus to house homeless veterans with resources on site to support that community.
I got a secondary tarp, and I just wrap it around there to keep the cold air from coming in.
For years, we've told you about Chattanooga's efforts to house homeless veterans. Over that time, different organizations have declared Chattanooga at functional zero when it comes to the homeless veteran population. How many veterans do you think are out here still? What functional zero means is there's a system in place and enough resources available to house the homeless veterans who want assistance. But even that does not tell the whole story. Over time, the numbers have fluctuated. During the pandemic, homelessness spiked. Earlier this year, Mayor Kelly announced overall homelessness dropped by 40%, but the homeless veterans numbers saw a big increase. First time I realized I didn't understand homelessness was the first day as a reporter going out and being around the homeless community and just realizing how complex, that whole entire situation is. What if you learned as your time as mayor, as you're trying to help?
Yeah, it's really the toughest problem that mayors face. I mean, it's what economists call a wicked problem. I mean, there aren't many problems in the world where compassion can actually make it worse. And it's so intermingled with mental illness and addiction, and it's compounded by the time that people spend on the street. So it's an incredibly difficult problem.
A problem that people behind a brand new effort are looking to solve with what's called a Freedom Homestead. This has never been done before, and the city just received millions to build a campus similar to what you see in this rendering. This project, a partnership that started with conversations with people behind the Heart of a Lion Foundation, nonprofit Frontline Response, and others.
And said, hey, we think we have this innovative idea to help unhoused veterans. Chattanooga is an area that has a lot of unhoused veterans and a very strong veteran presence that wants to do something about it.
Jeff Shaw told me the campus will include recreational amenities, health and mental health facilities, and much more. The next question is, where will this be built? Well, that is yet to be determined.
I know they're looking for a rural area. I mean, it's going to have to obviously be an area of some size. But again, I think it's important to note that it's not, some sort of a walk-up, low barrier shelter sort of thing. I mean, this is an organized development.
In this case, the goals of the city and these organizations aligned to help veterans here in our community.
We're looking at creative approaches to end homelessness here, and again, we're grateful for the generosity of this group.
I mentioned during the story the Freedom Homestead is a project backed by Frontline Response, an organization called the Heart of a Lion Foundation, as well as others. The Heart of a Lion Foundation is a partnership between professional golfer John Daly and a wounded combat veteran, retired Army Major Ed Polito. We will have an extended version of our interview with Jeff Shaw from Frontline Response coming next week on our podcast, Tomorrow Town, Tennessee.